Michael Van Gerwen twice on the big TV stage, but he hasn't really taken advantage
81
of the ability that he has. Still young, still learning. We all know what Simon Whitlock has done and can
85.
do. Go try and maintain your ranking position and hopefully at some point move forward.
43.
Not with darts like that.
Yeah, Zwaan seeded 13th here, courtesy of a win at Players' Championship 14 in the summer. So, yeah, decent enough year on the floor. Simon Whitlock, 52 out of 64. This goes to show how he's struggled on the Players' Championship throughout 2019.
Yeah, he had a lot of first round defeats, which was quite disappointing from his point of view, and it kind of put him on the back foot. He was always under pressure when he was playing in the first round game without being able to relax and produce his best. But of the 30 players, that's 16 different winners, so it just shows you that it does get shared around. I think another 12 or 13 different finalists as well. So these players on the Players' Championship events
77.
are trying to make their way in the professional game. Tough school.
Talking of which, Q School in January to earn those prize tour cards.
Yeah, you're going to be in it to win it.
58.
Top then for Zwaan to break through. There it is, first leg against the darts for the Dutchman.
Second
Already in the driving seat. Simon Whitlock was still way back on 198. Yeah, I went to have a look at Q School this year in January in Wigan. Just went for the afternoon, and it really is ruthless and difficult. First maximum for Zwaan, but you win a tour card, you deserve it. I mean, the place was absolutely ram-packed, and
140.
each given day I think you have to win 7 or 8 games just to win a tour card. And
yeah, it's tough, it's getting tougher. I'm there for the 4 or 5 days for the
92.
PDPA and PDC, but put it in perspective, look how good Glenn Durant is, what he's produced this season. Somebody had 4 darts to knock him out and he wouldn't have got a tour card.
Yeah. And arguably wouldn't have been in the PDC.
Correct.
I can't say, well, I'm pretty sure Glenn wouldn't have played on the Challenge Tour. He might well have gone back to the BDO, and here he is. He's reached 3 big televised semi-finals, got inside the top 32 in the world, earned himself
some good performances on TV as well.
A stack of money.
It's quality. At the end of the day, it's quality.
But you need a bit of luck at Q School. He got it.
97.
And he's cashed it in.
Require 129.
Trying for ball. He needs the ball. Is he going for it? No.
89.
Well, he's taken the chance with Simon Whitlock on 164.
I think it was a reasonable, the way that Whitlock is playing at the minute, it was a reasonable decision from Zwaan, but got to finish it off here.
40.
Yes, he obviously made the decision early, didn't he?
Games on the second leg.
And a good decision it was.
Third leg, Simon.
Well, we've only had 2 legs, but just to give you a flavour of the dominance of Jeffrey Zwaan, averaging 111, Whitlock averaging 77. Cannot get anything going at all, the Aussie.
96.
Over on board 2, by the way. They won't be mucking around there. Ricky Evans against Steve Beaton. 1 apiece.
134.
He's looking in trouble at the moment. Simon Whitlock. What can he do to rescue the situation? He needs to get something going. You've got to start with the scoring.
60.
Just can't get them big scores on a regular basis. You're only in the 3rd leg. Massive gulf already in the averages.
108.
Now 2 out of 3 on the doubles. 2 180s, an average of nearly 120. I think it's fair to say that Zwaan is in
57.
total control. Whitlock at the moment,
44 points in the averages at the moment.
Whitlock with nowhere to go, and when it's like this, there's nowhere to hide, is there?
123.
Incredible. Almost 120. Simon just cannot get going at all,
55.
and that's frustrating him even more. His opponent's playing well, so he's not getting many chances. But Zwaan looks like he's on fire.
32.
Well, he will return. So Whitlock again through first in this leg. He's way back on 2-3-3. Only just got halfway down the leg. This is better.
171.
That's certainly better.
32.
They'll still lose the leg.
Yeah, all in vain. There it is.
But at least he'll get himself going. He knows he's starting to score a little bit.
Two breaks of throw.
Well,
Game on.
that's the key, Stuart, isn't it? 2 breaks of throw. It really puts you on the back foot. Chasing shadows at the moment.
46.
But Zwaan does have that tendency to switch off at times. And terrific so far.
134. $100.
Got to get into this match very, very quickly. Well, that's one of the very few trebles he's had hit in this match so far. Did get the 3 treble 19s.
180.
Manages to get 3 in the lipstick.
You're right, the 171 has certainly
100.
given him the fillip that he needed, Whitlock.
If it looks at this now, if he can take this leg, it's against the throw, really dig
99.
deep on his throw, going at the break at 3-2. And at that point when he was 3-0 down, he wasn't scoring, he just couldn't get anything going. He's back in the game.
100. Simon, you require 88.
Double 14. Ooh, double 3.
Games on the fourth.
Held himself
Simon
together really
Whitlock.
well there, Simon Whitlock. It could have gone wrong.
5th leg, Simon to the fist. Game on.
Now then, a big effort from the Aussie. Can he go in at the break? 3-2. That will be massive
100.
if he can achieve that scoreline going in to the break.
60.
So they've beaten Ricky Evans 2 apiece on board 2. Yeah, this really is a big leg, and Whitlock here, I mean, he was 40 points down on the averages. As you say now, he's
140.
it looks like he's a big favourite to get it back to within 1 at the break.
Yeah. Oh, he's looking for a maximum here and he gets it. Ooh, now then.
180.
All of a sudden it's a level leg. But that 171 certainly was a catalyst because it just showed him that, yeah, I can score. Since then he's played
55.
pretty well. In the first 3 legs averaging 70. And all of a sudden he's up at 92. So it just shows you he has had a marked improvement.
100.
Yeah, Zwaan still on 107 and change. Still a good performance from the Dutchman.
58.
Very
Jeffrey,
good
you require
performance.
161.
And no trouble there, will be music to the ears of Jeffrey Zwaan.
82. Simon,
last
you
one.
require 148.
Still a chance. Needs another. Oh, this would be magnificent from the Aussie!
Games from the 5th leg.
Wow,
Simon
from
Whitlock.
absolutely nowhere, Simon Whitlock finds a way back into this match. Brilliant performance, superb finish. He was playing, it looked like it was going to be a whitewash.
Yes, the way Zwaan was playing,
58.
and of course Simon, as you mentioned, but a fabulous turnaround. As I said at the time when he hit that 171, yes, he lost the leg, but then he realised he could start scoring heavily, which he did.
58.
Well, that 148 was fabulous to get in at that break at 3-2. He'll have gone in that back room for a couple of minutes, gathered his thoughts.
140.
And I'm thinking, well, I'm well and truly back in this match now. Let's see
We'll also be hoping, Alan, that the break doesn't take the sting out of what he managed to produce in the previous
92.
2 legs, which, as we know, can and does often happen.
Yes, I think going in at that break, Simon would definitely be the happier of the two. But I
59.
know what you mean when you've just got yourself back into a match, started scoring, had a really big finish. But it is what it is.
90 seconds.
Come out firing in this second session of the match.
By the way, board 2, 6 consecutive breaks of throw. 4 all between Beaton and Evans.
180.
4 all there, and a 4th, 180 for Geoffrey Zwaan here.
Yes, he's still got that break.
190.
Going first here to go
Geoffrey
4-2 ahead.
64.
Simon left a decent finish just in case. 17 for tops. He missed the 16 area, which he was going for.
24.
So another chance
Simon,
of Whitlock
you require
here.
135.
Should go for the ball with the first dart. Bullseye would leave 85, so he'd have options, but 25 still leaves a shot available. Treble 20 now for the ball. Can't do it. Unlucky.
55. Geoffrey require 40.
Long way off. Long way off.
And all over the shot. All over the shot. Hit the
Simon
180,
require
took control
80.
of the leg, and then missed 4 darts at double. What a let-off and what an opportunity for the Wizard.
He knows it as well. He knows this is a massive opportunity. Didn't even think of anything else apart from 2 big 20s and tops. Oh, yes!
Simon Whitlock.
Yes, Simon Whitlock.
Different game. Well, he would not have seen this coming. At 3-0 to Zwaan, averaging 117 against
7th
Whitlock,
leg,
averaging
Simon
72.
to fifth. Game on.
You cannot underestimate staying in a game, Stuart, because it can turn around so quick. We've seen it so often.
Especially in this distance.
Absolutely, and they're so used to this format on the Pro Tour.
41.
You know, they've been in these positions before, not on the TV stage, but on the floor events. Certainly won't be happy with that start. Simon Whitlock on throw.
96.
So he's got to dig deep again, get back to that scoring he's done in the last 2 or 3 legs. He'll certainly be feeling a lot happier. It was very noticeable, Stuart, on that 80 finish. Didn't even contemplate going for the treble 20. Just went straight for the middle of the 20 to make sure he had the opportunity for tops,
60.
which he obliged with on that 3rd dart. Oh, the crowd are starting to liven up now, all travelling down from all over the country on Friday. We'll be bouncing. Party night here at Minehead. What a weekend.
Zwaan has just switched off, hasn't he? All the credit in the world to Whitlock for finding a way back, but his opponent has dozed off.
Yeah, he needs to wake up pretty quickly.
140.
Simon looks like he's in control. Looks like he's in command. Certainly the
96.
happier of the two with his game at this moment.
80.
Steve Beaton has missed 2 match darts. It's 5 all. Ricky Evans and Steve Beaton going to a last leg decider. Oh, single one. Going to rescue it on double 11.
58. Geoffrey require 149.
Oh, still a big finish this from Zwaan. So Simon, in the back of his mind, the way Zwaan's been playing recently, will think he's going to be coming back to the board, which he will be now.
59. Simon, you require 22.
Astonishingly, to go ahead.
Will he go straight for it? Looks like he will. Oh, he went for big 14 double 4. What's in your plan, Simon? And there that plan is, yes.
Simon Whitlock.
The smile from Whitlock tells you it was half a plan, but it worked. 4 on the spin.
100.
Zwaan 3-0 ahead, averaging what, 115, 116?
No one, and I mean no one,
Incredible.
would have seen this coming. But Whitlock, fair play, fair play. It's been a difficult year for him, but real fighting qualities from the Aussie here.
59.
What a turnaround this has been.
$174.
Wonderful.
Incredible, it is. News from board 2,
100.
Ricky Evans beats Steve Beaton 6-5. Steve Beaton missing 3 match darts in the last 2 legs. It's Evans who goes through in another decider. We've had 4 last leg deciders over on stage 2.
140.
What a turnaround here too.
Has to fill it in really.
140.
140 still leaves a decent option on 102, but Whitlock in command. This is incredibly from 3-0 down to go 1 leg away at 5-3.
3 scored. It made double 14. Right on the
67.
wire.
Jeffrey require 102.
Well, things have not been happening for Zwaan for quite some time, and it's not happening
62.
in this leg either.
Simon, you require 14.
Showed a lot of courage here, Whitlock. He was being battered into submission. He's lifted himself off the canvas,
Simon Whitlock.
and he has landed the counter punch, the classic counter punch. And all of a sudden,
Simon to
he's throwing for the match
Game
after
on.
being 3-0 down.
Yes, you have to tip your hat to Simon Whitlock. It wasn't just the fact he was 3-0 down, but the way both players were playing at that moment. Simon was just about hitting a 70 average, not scoring at all. Zwaan was
100.
magnificent, 3-0 ahead, average 113, 114, somewhere around that point. Just didn't seem likely at all.
100.
Will do his confidence a lot of good as well, not
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
winning the game, which he hasn't done yet,
Yeah.
we have to say, but if he does get through this,
I mean, back from the brink.
oh,
Well, Zwaan hits a fifth 180.
180.
Much needed.
140.
just his scoring now has been consistent. Even if he doesn't get a maximum, for instance, he's still scoring pretty well.
100.
Zwaan seems to have turned a little bit of a corner.
$58. Jeffrey require 121.
Is there another little twist and turn in this game?
81. Simon, you require 144.
Well, he's already taken out that magnificent 148 to get him back in the match just before the break. This would be magnificent. Double 18! Oh!
126. Jeffrey require 40. Game shot in the 9th leg. Jeffrey Zwaan.
1 match dart survived by Jeffrey Zwaan.
10th leg. Jeffrey
The young Dutchman, the 23-year-old, ranked 22 in the world, now throwing to force a deciding leg after Whitlock won 5 on the spin. I suppose the way this game has gone, it would be
99.
fitting to have a last leg shootout.
Yeah, should not have one on the main board. We've had quite a few on board too.
97.
4 out of 6 games of...
Yeah, Labanowski's beating Ward 6-5. King beating Pipe in a deciding leg. Henderson surviving match darts to beat
100.
Joyce, and Ricky Evans surviving match darts to beat Steve Beaton. Still 2 games to come on the main stage on the opening afternoon. Michael
96.
Smith against Martin Schindler, and then Ian White will play Devon Peterson.
98.
The position can change very quickly.
126.
Well, it hasn't left a finish, but he'd be happy with the visit. Keeping Zwaan under pressure, but he's responding magnificently, the young Dutchman.
6 180s. And he's left himself on double 12 to force
60.
that final
Jeffrey
leg.
require 24.
It's turned into some game, this, hasn't it?
Well, it swung backward and forward. Well, has he got it yet?
Games on the 10th leg. Jeffrey
Well, we saw
Zwaan.
Simon Whitlock hit the
11th
crucial
and
double 3
deciding
earlier.
leg, Simon
That
to
was just as
the
crucial. That keeps
Game
him
on.
in the match. The last leg decided. The first one on the main stage.
Yeah. No fist touching there. No acknowledgement. Just sheer concentration from both players.
99.
It all comes down to the next couple of minutes.
Well, there's no doubt that both players have made
60.
mistakes. And both players have had fantastic moments in this encounter. It's all down to this last leg. Whitlock throwing first. If you can keep some decent scoring, yes, you can see what that means for Simon Whitlock.
He's hit 10 scores of 140 in that, well, since the third leg when he hadn't hit one.
He didn't hit any, did he, early on?
Absolutely.
It just shows you he's improved. He said he had to, and he did. It ended up being a fantastic match. It didn't look like it was going to be early
92.
on. Well, leaves himself the big fish. This one needs a 140 at least. And that's not going to happen.
77. Simon, you require 170.
Well, normally if Sam Whitlock leaves a 170 and it's on, even if his opponent's not on a finish, he goes for it. But it's all about the setup now. Should stay there.
60.
Well, not ideal. Just give Zwaan a sniff.
A little tense, isn't it?
77.
It's an important
Simon,
last
you require
dart.
110.
Whitlock, the big favourite here. And who'd have thought we'd be saying that half an hour ago?
For the match.
To win it. Wow! What a performance from Simon Whitlock. A second ton plus finish. He was down and out, but he wasn't counted out. He somehow scrambled off the canvas, and he's won by TKO in a deciding leg. 3-0 down. What a performance from the Wizard. Rolling back the years, and Whitlock is through.